A young rogue begins his space adventure and meets a hairy friend and a black friend.
Welcome to the Walt Vault with Andre,
Michelle,
Emily,
And Luis.
We are a family-friendly podcast where each and every week we watch and review a different Disney movie. Be sure to subscribe on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Enjoy the show.
did he really just say hairy friend and black friend?
Hello and welcome to the Walt Vault, episode 142.
yeet.
Yes, he did say that.
Dude, we're really getting there. 142.
Yeah, we're up there, baby.
142.
Oh, yeah. We've done a lot of
Wait,
these.
what's your apartment number? I guess you shouldn't say that on
Yeah, don't
live
need to-
live
don't need
TV,
to say the-
live radio.
Live TV.
Is it higher or
It's
lower?
much higher than that, yes.
We'll get there. Wait,
We
I
passed-
don't know what it starts with.
Our old
It starts
apartment
Wait,
with
number,
I,
Four,
I have it on
something.
DoorDash. Let me look.
Michelle, our old apartment number was 132.
Oh,
We've already passed.
but now we already passed
We
our
already
current
passed our
place
current
too.
house as well. Yes.
Alright.
You can bless the rains.
There
down
in
in
Africa.
Before we-
Luis,
before we play-
he's like, yeah. Oh, Luis, we're gonna get you a headset. I've decided. We had like $78 in our account. We could totally find him a headset. Thanks,
$78.
Patreon. So you want us to spend your money on a headset for Luis so he says more? They do.
Shout
they
out
do.
to the users on patreon.com/the Walt Vault.
Thank you for your $78.
$78.
Is that how much? Is that how much it's really gonna cost?
No,
No,
it
no,
won't
no.
cost $78.
If I
I'm
do-
just
if I
making
get
a
one,
funny.
I'll give half.
I'll find a cheap option for
gonna do
us
it.
that'll work with.
They have
Luis's
those at my
head.
job,
Talk
like the people at work. They sit at their desk, but they have Zoom sometimes. They're like the headsets that have a little mic.
Yeah.
They're cheapo. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll find some.
Yeah, we'll find something that works for him.
You can hear Luis scoff at us.
And sigh
Yeah.
and grade papers.
So before we get started on this week's episode, we have some lovely emails that Andre just loves so much getting emails.
Oh yes, I have emails. Did you have something?
Do I?
I don't know. I thought you. Oh, you already said your thing.
She already said her thing. She
that's
said,
Oh, yeah, the hairy and the black
That's
friend.
right.
I don't know how I feel about that intro.
Hairy
Who wrote
friend.
that? Did you write that?
I wrote that.
but he said it. No, and I didn't
It's okay.
say
He's
nothing.
black, so he can write it.
Yeah. That's why I wrote it.
Ay, Dios mío.
So, yes, we had some emails. I just wanted to get them done up at the top of the show because they were emailed to us a little bit ago. So our homie Cian, he wrote in to us. He said, "Hey guys, I was just wondering, have you checked out Star on Disney Plus? Because it's been out for a month and a half or so. And would you ever consider doing those movies, or are they a little too adult? Just wondering."
Star?
So-
What's that?
Star is a service that Disney also owns that is a part of Disney Plus in many countries. That's not America. So we do not have
Oh.
Star, but it houses a lot of
But
like,
Sion
their
does.
other Fox properties and stuff like that.
I
like,
see.
Sorry,
like
Sion,
Family
we ain't
Guy
got
and
it.
stuff. Yeah,
We ain't cool enough.
we ain't got it, Cian. So
But we also had Disney Plus way before some of the other countries, right? So
that's true as well.
Can
and
we
then,
do stuff on Hulu because it's in a package? Because I'll be up in here doing some Hulu.
dude, I mean,
Luis is like, let's do ESPN.
all the 30 for 30.
What the? Oh, dude. That show.
Freaking
There's
30
a
for
two
30.
Escobars one in there.
Mm.
Fire.
Interesting.
And we're not talking about Pablo.
Yeah. Pablo Escobar. He's playing baseball and stuff.
What's that song that Luis sings about the soccer player?
I don't know.
Oh.
Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane. I have no idea what it means, but
Right, but I know the song.
It's a guy's name, Sadio Mane.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
I'm pretty
Oh, it's
sure.
his name?
His name is
I always
Sadio
thought you
Mane.
guys were talking in a different language.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure our friend Mike would know who Sadio Mane is. So, Mike, if you're hearing, look up the name or look up the song.
Sadio
Someone sings
Mane.
it for him.
Sadio Mane.
It goes just like that.
Yeah, and it's like a French dude.
You won't miss it.
It's a French dude?
Lamzodia, Lamzodia.
He has it saved on
And
his
the name
tunes.
is Sadio Mane. So look it up, Mike. Tell me what you think.
I like that he has it saved on his
Oh
freaking
yeah,
phone.
he freaking bought it on
Homie, I
iTunes.
bought it.
You bought it? He didn't download it illegally?
Oh no.
No.
Well, Luis would never.
No,
I
he
don't
wouldn't.
download it
He
legally.
doesn't
yeah,
do that,
Luis
okay?
would never.
He has a fully purchased iTunes.
Okay, I have to say though, I have to make a comment, Luis. He was so adamant about not buying Mulan, right? Because he has to pay money, and he didn't buy Raya. Andre and I bought Raya. But what has he been watching for a couple weeks? Raya.
Dude, that movie was
On their
good.
account.
It was
On
good.
my account.
Yeah. You know what?
I did it for Addie, not for you, Lou. It's okay.
Well, I did it for Addie too.
Okay.
Not
Dude,
for
Addie-
not for Lou.
She loves it, right?
Dude.
Not for
She
Lou.
loves it.
Yeah. Do you kind of like it now just because Addie likes it?
Yeah.
I told you it was a banger.
Yeah.
I bet there's all kinds of
It's-
kids that are.
That
It's
kind
like
of
a
that kind of
multiple
shows that it
movie.
is good if Addie's really into it.
Oh my
You
God.
know?
Here's the deal. You just have to accept that what I've from the very beginning. I was like, all right, you got all these hodgy podgy, Southeast Asia countries. What I just told myself, all right, I see it, but to me, it's old Indus Valley, freaking
Mm-hmm.
area, little bit of. I'm mostly just associated in my own mind with like the Cambodia, Vietnam area,
Yeah.
not the Indus Valley.
Well, Addie's probably just like,
And I
wow,
was
a
just
dragon.
like, all right, let's go with it.
Sisu!
She likes the dragon or
Yeah.
Raya, mainly the dragon.
Oh, Sisu, for
I
sure.
mean,
Sisu, yeah.
It's cool flying dragon.
Yeah, she's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, she's very cool.
So
Up on
legit.
raindrops and stuff.
All
Well,
right.
and it's funny too because we went to I went to a kids party and all the adults obviously were standing around and the adults were like, "Oh, did anybody buy Raya? Like, have you guys seen Raya?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Don't you have a Disney podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "It's actually our movie this week." And they were like, "What'd you think?" And I was like, "Eh." I was like, honestly, everybody else on my podcast liked it, but I didn't. And they were like, "So I shouldn't buy it?" And I was like,
Oh, you can buy
I
it.
mean, you can
Like,
buy it. I was
make
like,
your own opinion.
"Did you
yeah.
like Mulan?" And they're like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, you might not like Raya." And they were like, and then
Very
they came
different,
back
though.
and bought it, and they were like, "Emily, I really liked it." And I was like, "That's nice for you."
Good for you.
I know kids are watching it too because I
Oh,
went to
yeah.
my cousin's virtual baby shower, and the twin cousin, the twin of the cousin, you know what I mean, my twins cousins.
My
She has
twin.
twins.
She has a son, and he came on, and she was talking about how, remember we watched Raya last night, and he was like, I didn't know a dragon could talk, and I was like, yeah, kids dig
Oh
this.
yeah, kids dig it for sure.
Interesting.
That's
All right.
very-
All right, what's the next email?
Oh, okay. So I have
Sorry,
another.
we don't get to see Star seeing.
I have another email. Oh yeah, sorry, Cian.
Sorry, no star seeing.
Have another
Yeah.
email. This one comes from Kyriakos. Okay, he says
Kyriakos?
Kyriakos.
Let me see it. Remember we went to that wedding?
Yeah. Just the
Yeah,
first name.
Kyriakos.
Yeah, Kyriakos. What's
Kyriakos.
up? He says,
The
"Hey guys,
Syrian.
just wanted to shoot you a message saying how much I love your podcast. I try to tune in each time you drop a new episode, and it's always a joy to hear your thoughts on some of my favorite Disney films. There's a vast catalog within the vault, so it's a daunting task to not only gauge what folks want to hear covered, but also giving different genres a chance to be covered as well. I'll end this with, keep up the great work. P.S. On a humorous but slightly serious note, can you please ask Michelle to refrain from the overzealous cookie munching? At one point, it sounded
I'm
like
dying.
Andre was trying to talk over Cookie Monster. Okay,
Oh my god!
maybe he said, okay, maybe not that bad, but I think you get the point. Hey, who doesn't want cookies during a podcast session? But maybe don't munch into the mic. But yeah, all the best, guys.
I'm sorry,
So-
I probably just screamed in the microphone
I
too.
am dying
You're gonna
right
have
now.
Do you hear that when you edit it? Me crunching?
Yeah.
And you don't
it
turn
is.
me down?
Listen, you are a lot to handle, okay?
Well, why didn't you guys move my mic away?
Because you eat into the mic.
I need a headset now too, and then when I eat, I'll just push up the
I'm
thing.
I'm
pretty
sure you'll remember to
don't
do that.
do not need a headset.
We all get headsets.
Oh, Kiri Cos, I'm so sorry, but those cookies are good. You would know. That's hilarious. Andre,
So, yeah.
His
Andre
mic and
and the-
smiled into it.
he
when
did.
said
He did. Andre was in the car and he was like, "Babe, there's this email and I'm gonna read it on the podcast." And I was like, "What does it say?" And he was like, "I can't tell you." And I understand why he couldn't tell me.
Yeah, I needed
He wanted me
your-
to scream into
I
the
needed your
microphone
genuine
instead.
reaction, and I needed to confront you directly here on the podcast, so
Dude,
that you
I
stop
crunching,
munching and crunching.
always snacking.
Hashtag always snacking, including during the show.
I'm really glad that you said that.
I
so that
appreciate
didn't
the
have to.
constructive feedback, Kiri Cos. Thank you so much.
Kiri costs you the G, man. Thank
Yeah.
you. Can you tell her to not do it when we're watching movies and stuff too? Okay, thanks. This week we are watching or talking about the 2018 live-action Star Wars movie Solo, a Star Wars story. Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
Is that how it goes?
No, that's not. That's not how the music is. This was directed by Ron Howard
There's probably no intro song on this.
/ Lord and Miller, and was written by Lawrence Kasdan and
Yes.
Jonathan Kasdan.
Very good. So, we're going to get into our first impressions of Solo. I've seen this movie twice. When I saw it the first time in the theater, and then I saw it when I just watched it on Disney Plus. And I had very different first impressions. The first time I watched it, this was the only thing that who plays Khaleesi?
Emilia Clarke
Emilia Clarke. This was the only thing that I had seen Emilia Clarke in outside of Game of Thrones.
She's the main character.
And I had just came out of like hardcore Game of Thrones watching when this came out. Because it was like one of the first things she did after. And I didn't like her acting in this movie at all. And I was getting like really frustrated with the movie because she wasn't that person.
Sure.
So I didn't have a good first impression like the first time I watched it. I'm like, yeah, it was good. I remember Donald Glover was in it and I liked him, but I could only focus on that.
Sure, no.
So this time when I
Kira.
watched it, I enjoyed it so much more. It's really good. It's fun. She's still really annoying. I don't like that girl. But it's just her character, not the actress.
It's funny,
but
that
it's
you
good.
say that,
I
'cause
like
that's
it.
how I felt about Thor when we watched Ragnarok, where I was like, "What is happening
what
to
have you done to
Thor?"
Thor?
But then the second time I watched it, I was like, "Ha!" So I feel
Yeah,
you.
I might have just like needed a moment,
Yeah.
you know. But I really enjoyed it this time. And now that I had watched Community, seeing Donald Glover, and it was like so fun because I had seen that show, you know.
Troy and Ahmed and the- I keep calling him
Joanne
Ahmed.
Abed in
And
the
who-
morning.
at night. and, who, and who plays Mr. Solo in this?
Mr. Alden Ehrenreich.
He does a great job too. Like
Oh
it's
my God.
it's a good movie. I really like it. I enjoy it. Luis, first impression of Solo, a Star Wars story.
Probably the best one outside of the Chronicles.
Is
The
it-
Of like the
Chronicles of Star
standalone
Wars.
ones.
Yeah.
You like it a lot?
I consider Rogue One as not really part of the Chronicles.
It's not, but
Well, yeah.
it is.
It's a Star Wars
It is,
story
but
as
it
well.
isn't.
It
I
is-
agree with that
yeah.
statement. I would put it in the same.
It's kinda
I'd move
hard.
it over to the left with Solo
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
put all the other ones to the right.
It's true.
Chronologically, that's correct.
They're all in there
To the left and the
chronologically
right.
somewhere, you know. And then throw Mandalorian in. You know, Star Wars is a confusing universe. Emily,
it all
first
lies.
impression.
I really like this movie. So, full disclosure, I chose this one for this month, even though it's not my birthday month anymore. But
Yeah,
I'll
but
be
you didn't get
choosing.
to pick 4 movies, so.
I really liked this one. I liked it the first time I saw it, and then I think we've probably seen it 3 times. So the subsequent, I continued to enjoy it because we had watched more Star Wars in between, and I understood more of the universe.
In the
Plus,
context.
there, you know, the second time you watch something, you pick up more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it. I love the guy that they casted for Han.
Mhm.
Dude was perfect.
I
Alden.
thought he
Yeah,
was
he's
really
really
good.
good.
I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed Daddy Lando. Okay, he Daddy Lando up in here.
I love
Daddy
Lando.
Let's be real. He was kind of a daddy
Oh, he
as an
def-
older dude.
He definitely
Yeah,
got some
he
kids
was.
out there, you know.
Yeah.
They out and about.
Oh, yeah, for
He
sure.
don't know about them, but they
But
out
Didn't
there.
he come out as something else? That actor who played Lando? Didn't he come out as
Wait.
gender fluid or something?
Wait, is that the character of Lando or is that the actor?
No, the actor.
Wait, Donald Glover?
No, the other one.
Oh, Billy D. Williams?
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
Am I missing something?
No, I mean you might be hitting on something that I just am forgetting about.
All I'm saying is Donald Glover as Lando rocked it.
Oh, absolutely.
I was ready for him to start singing, doing a little Gambino up in there. I would not have been mad.
I wouldn't have been mad either.
Yeah.
Should have done a whole music video.
turning the Star Wars universe into a musical.
Instead of This Is America, it's like This Is
This is Klaus Cedar.
This is a classic.
I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. I liked the backstory on Han and Chewie. I liked the actor, the new actor that they played, or they chose to play Chewie.
Mm-hmm.
That was a joke.
Yes. Well, it is a new actor.
Is it?
Yeah. His name is Jonas Swatamo, and
Well, he did a nice
I think
Chewbacca.
A nice fur
looking.
coat.
because I think the original guy did Chewbacca in The Force Awakens, and then this guy came in for Solo, and then 8 and 9
Not bad.
as Chewbacca.
But I liked the Beckett part, and of course my my buddy Paul Bettany.
Yeah.
He's
Paul
a good
Bettany.
bad guy.
Yeah, he is.
As
As
what's
the
his name?
Scarlet Dawn.
Yeah,
Scarlet Witch
Rising
Dawn.
Dawn.
Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn. There we go. We got
Jeez.
there. We got there.
What is his
Scarlet,
name?
Rising.
Scarlet Dawn.
Crimson.
All right, so my first impression is jolly good.
Dryden Voss is his character.
Dryden Voss.
That's a scary name.
Andre, first impression.
Yes. First impression. I like this movie, and I think I like it more and more with each watching.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it doesn't sit super high in my list of Star Wars films, though.
I can't wait to hear the bad stuff because I know it's not loved.
It is not beloved. No, and this movie went through a lot of changes, which kind of make how good it actually is right now kind of impressive. Because it went through a couple of director changes and a whole
That
bunch of
always
reshoots and
is
stuff
hard.
like that. Yeah,
Think of Justice League.
exactly. But you guys are right.
Thank God it's better than Justice League.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Better than
Everything's
Justice League.
better than that.
But you guys are right. I like Alden Ehrenreich's Han Solo. It's interesting, right? Because like Harrison Ford, you know, he really
is the daddy.
The
yes,
OG daddy.
he's
Like,
the
he's the
OG.
daddy of all daddies. Him and Denzel Washington.
And
Okay.
he like is Han Solo, right? So
Yeah.
so to have this new guy come in and be just a slightly younger Han, it was very jarring for me at first. And the first couple times I've seen this movie, I was like, I don't know if he's all there. But with this last viewing that I just watched, I think he really embodies the paper characterization of Han. Like, he's a cocky flyboy who talks his way out of everything and thinks he's the smartest man in the room, even when he's not.
But is
right?
also a big teddy bear.
Exactly, but also has a good heart. And he exemplifies all of that. But I just think Harrison Ford does it in he did it in a slightly different way. He did it in his own way in the 70s and 80s and whatnot.
I
And-
just
and
like
they're
that
just
he wasn't
hard
like.
to compare.
I like that he didn't try too hard. That it seemed like
It wasn't an impression.
no.
That's what I respect about it.
because I didn't want it to be an
No,
impression. It would
definitely
have been like, it would have been easy to be like, oh God, it was not good.
Right.
Yeah, I just took it as that like he was in a different point in his life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's a little bit more jovial here and stuff because he hasn't gotten let down.
Yeah, he
yet.
hasn't been
You know
beaten
what I
down
mean?
by.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
why he's even more fly boy in the upcoming ones.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
It's just a little bit earlier point in his life, which,
He's not a total sex pot yet.
nah, not yet.
not
but
all the way.
He doesn't have his beard yet. That's why.
Oh, he doesn't get the beard for. Does he get a beard?
When does he have a beard?
Han doesn't have a beard.
He's not Qui-Gon.
Han
not
doesn't have a beard?
No, Han does not have a beard.
Harrison Ford does not have
you
a beard.
you're putting
Indiana
some
Jones
rugged.
does, I think. I'm
You're
thinking
putting
Indiana
some rugged
Jones.
5 o'clock
Indiana
shadow
Jones
on his
talking about
face.
That one time Chewbacca had his arm around his neck. You must be.
He does not have a beard. Are you thinking about Ewan McGregor who gets a beard halfway through?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I'm
a
thinking of.
different
You know,
character.
there's
That's
a lot of
Obi-Wan.
Star Wars that happens in our
Yeah.
household.
No Harrison Ford with a beard.
It's a
please.
confusing time.
Harrison Ford
the
with
galaxy.
a beard. That's kind of weird.
So yes, first impression, good stuff.
All right.
a
let's
good
get
Star
into
Wars.
it.
Okay, so this movie starts on Corellia, which is Han's home planet. Okay, he grew up there as an orphan, working for Lady Proxima, a weird snake lady.
Oh, she creepy.
he starts this movie off by stealing a car and stealing some coaxium, which is a hyper fuel for starships.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't put that together.
worth a
That's
lot
what
of money.
we're stealing on the ride.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Is
yes.
coaxium.
In Smuggler's Run.
In Smuggler's Run.
Coaxium.
But upon this viewing of the movie, I was like, it's coaxium.
That's
I'm
right.
supposed to collect that.
So he steals that. He gets some cool golden dice, and he goes back home to his orphan house to collect his girlfriend Kira. And they have been trying to get off of this planet because they're basically slaves for Lady Proxima. They do all of her bidding, and
She's pretty much the equivalent to the headmistress lady in not headmistress.
Like Jabba. She's kind of like Jabba.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
She, like in theory, but she reminds me of the lady in Lilo and Stitch, who's like the head supreme leader lady.
Oh.
The way she looks.
oh yeah.
That lady's really nice. Unlike
That's true. That lady was nice.
I'm just saying, she the same species. Okay?
Yeah, she's got more of like a Annie orphanage runner kind of thing. You know, it's just like, all right, kids.
That makes sense because I was about to call Donald Glover Daddy Warbucks, so I feel like we're very close.
So Han and Kira escape from Lady Proxima because she's like a weird snake lady that has to live in the dark.
Yeah, she's like a vampire
He
snake.
he throws a rock at the window and the sunlight hits her in the face. She's like, it's really gross. They get out of there. They hop in Han's stolen vehicle, and it's cool because like you can see how this harkens back to like a George Lucas-y kind of era when they're hopping in the car, and Kira's like, "Ooh, is this one of those kind of cars?" Like, "Yeah, it's pretty sweet, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, nice ride, Han." And they zoom off. It's a fun action scene.
and I was afraid it was gonna turn into a pod racer.
Yeah, I was waiting for the.
Like, please,
Yeah,
no.
Andre has good Star
Don't
Wars
make
sounds.
me do it. I know you.
Do the pod racing song again.
I can't do it. Yeah, there it is.
Which I absolutely hate
You
the
did
pod
good.
racing scene. So
Yeah.
I'm glad this wasn't
That scene
that.
is
Oh,
very
we make
long.
fun of it all the time.
Yeah, this one's a little bit shorter. They make their way to like the docking bay or whatever, where they're gonna try to get through the
Immigration.
immigration, yeah,
Yeah.
to get to hop on a ship.
Pay
Um,
us.
they
pay us.
offer the vial of quaxium that Han stole to like the guard at the gate. And she's like, okay, yeah, I can be bribed. I can be tipped off. And she lets them through. Han gets through, but Kira gets captured, and they are separated. And Han spends the next 3 years working for the Empire. Now, the scene that I really do not like in this, because that full action scene is fun, and then he gets separated, and then he makes his way through the port, and he finds an Imperial soldier to enlist within the Empire. And he's like, all right, son, what's your name? And he's like, Han. He's like, all right, what's your family name? He's like, I don't have any family. He's like, oh, so you're alone. I guess you gotta be Solo. And I'm like, come on.
You didn't like that?
Can that just not be his name?
But that's definitely how people used to get different last names when they came over from other countries. I just thought it was like similar to that.
Sure, it was just like very on the nose
Yeah.
for me. Yes.
It was.
I agree, but I also, similar to Michelle, kind of thought that's
Kind of
like,
what happened.
or even like back in the day, like, you know, my last name used to have a field in it, and they were probably freaking farmers.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Good
I don't
field.
Yeah. Last names are weird. Like that's just
Last names are
fact.
weird. You're right, but
Andre was named after a steakhouse.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
And salt.
Or the salt.
Or the salt.
He needed more tons of coal. Okay.
More tons
More
of
tons.
Coke. That's what I thought you were going to say.
That's what got you off the planet. But yeah, I just it could have been a little bit neater for me. It was really ham-fisted in the movie.
A little bit.
for me. So Han goes through training. We cut to 3 years later, and he's on the battlefield. He's a grunt in the war. And he doesn't love it because he's all dirty and muddy and he's not having a good time. But when he's out there, he sees this guy. He's a gunslinger and he's wearing a captain's uniform and he's like, pew, 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 come on, everybody follow me. And it's Woody Harrelson.
Oh,
and,
my God. He always plays crazy.
Isn't that the
dudes.
guy with the blue? It's me, Mary Poppins, y'all. That's not
No,
right.
that's Yondu.
Absolutely not.
I can't remember that actor's
With the
name.
blue and the Mary
No,
Poppins.
it's not Yondu.
It's not
It's not Yondu.
With the blue and the Mary Poppins.
I'm
Couldn't
Mary
think of his
Poppins,
name, but
y'all.
you guys knew who I was talking about.
No,
Yes,
he-
but that is not Woody Harrelson.
Correct.
Can
He
I
is
see a photo?
he is not in Guardians of the Galaxy. This is Woody Harrelson. He's
Woody Harrelson was in the, what is the people get killed when they're kids movie?
What?
They battle and try not to die.
Oh, the Hunger Games.
The Hunger
That's right.
Games.
And he's got on a bad wig, and it's
Oh
always in
my
his eyes.
Oh yeah, that's Yondu, right?
No,
That actor doesn't play Yondu.
no, it does not. Michael Rooker is who you're thinking of.
Well, he looks like
He
Yondu.
does not look
No.
like Yondu.
He does.
This guy is the guy that looks like Shakira.
No,
No.
That's Owen Wilson.
Absolutely not.
And he doesn't look like Shakira.
Owen Wilson and Woody Harrelson look similar.
Wait, no, I need to see the actor that plays Yondu, the
Okay.
actual actor's face, because that looks like him right
No,
there.
it
Woody
does
Harrelson.
not.
Not even
That's
close.
him right there. I thought it was the same person.
You are not looking at the same
Do you have
people.
eyeballs?
Michael-
That's
Correct.
Yondu.
This is Yondu.
Okay,
His name is Michael Rooker.
110%. You guys know lie.
And this is Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. let me
That's
see.
Yondu. 110%. I thought Woody Harrelson played Yondu. I'm not lying.
Okay, because you don't have eyeballs.
Yeah, she's seeing two bald dudes, and they're like,
No,
well,
but-
guess that's the
well,
one.
they talk the same, and they
They
look the
talk the
Boy!
same. Dude, Woody Harrelson and Owen Wilson are the same person to
No.
me.
What?
Just like
What?
Ben Affleck.
Because they got them
and,
noses.
Who's the other one? Ben Affleck.
Matt
and I get
Damon.
confused with.
Not Matt Damon.
No.
No, Matt Damon.
Casey Affleck, his brother.
No,
I don't know who then.
the guy who played Deadpool.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Those are
Oh,
completely
Ryan
different
Reynolds
peepees.
and Ben Affleck always get them
Different
confused.
peepees?
Really? I don't get them
Two
confused.
different what?
Peeps.
Oh, I thought you said.
But I really
something
thought
else.
that Woody Harrelson played Yondu, so I'm confused now. I was
No,
like, yeah, it's
he didn't.
Yondu. So the whole time I'm watching this movie, every single time I've watched it, I thought that was Yondu.
Wow. Holy moly.
Come on, I
No.
can't be the only one.
Listeners, please write in if you also thought that Woody Harrelson played Yondu in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I need to find another person.
Not with you right
There is
now.
not one single person out there who believes that.
Nobody.
Because everybody watches The Walking Dead, and everybody remembers
right, he's on The
him,
Walking
so-
Dead.
Who's on the Walking? I don't watch a Walking
Michael
Dead.
Rooker.
Well,
Well,
Okay.
everybody
Get with
who watches The Walking Dead knows it's not.
AKA Louis.
Anywho, so Woody Harrelson, who is not Yondu, is out
This
there
is why you guys keep me around.
on the field, and he has a crew of people. He's wearing a captain's uniform, but it's got bullet holes in it, and he doesn't have any bullet holes in him. So it's like, what's going on with this guy? And he's
obviously perceptive because I would not have noticed that.
right, yeah. Han is looking around. He's looking for opportunities always. So he sees this crew of people who aren't supposed to be where they're supposed to be, and he quickly joins up with them. He's like, "Hey guys, what's going on? What are you guys doing? What can I join? Can I come? Can I hang out?" And they're like, "No, get out of here." They end up turning him in to the Empire. They say, "This dude's a deserter. Get him." And they're like, "You're coming with us." I knew you were a troublemaker because he is. And so
Not wrong, bro.
he gets thrown into a cage with the Beast. Right? He gets thrown down there. He gets chained up to the Beast. We see the beast. We hear the beast growling, and then
And I won't even lie to you. I've said this before. I hate Star Wars creatures.
Uh-huh.
So the first time I watched this, I was 100% preparing myself for something nasty.
something
It
disgusting.
usually is something
because
nasty.
their creatures are nasty.
Yeah, and I mean,
And slimy.
Think about the one that that thingy.
what one was that?
Oh, what?
Well, no, it's
Talking
like
about the Sarlacc.
no, it's like
Audio listeners, Michelle is impersonating monsters.
and then the gate closes on it.
Oh! That's it's at Jabba's palace. I don't remember what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
It's the large one with arms and legs.
Yeah, it
and
does this.
It has the pig caretaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember what it's called, but good description. It's the one that goes.
Sometimes I wish the listeners could see me.
Yeah.
And they would see my
We should
impersonations.
maybe
but
do some
You
videos
probably don't want to see me.
because it's pretty great. Anywho, yeah. So that monster is not in here. What is in here is a Wookiee. His name is Chewbacca. He's pretty stinky right now. I have to imagine. I'm glad this movie doesn't have smell-o-vision. 'Cause
Is he
he's pretty
looking
nasty.
rough?
Yeah.
Poor
He needs a
guy.
haircut.
He's angry in there.
Needs some grooming.
Okay, so this is Han and Chewbacca's first time meeting.
Do you
And
think he was really eating people down there?
well,
Yeah, if that's all he
if
had
that's
to eat
all
and
they're
was hungry.
feeding him, and he's chewy, he'd be chewing, you know.
Chewy.
Yeah, I mean, if that's all you had to eat.
Man, poor dude. He's
Yeah, that's not fun.
He's struggling.
He's struggling. It's
Poor
not.
Chewy.
He's not having a good week.
I ain't judging him. That's all he got.
Yeah, do what
He
you got to
hungry.
do, Chew. He hungies. So
Always snacking Chewbacca.
yeah, hashtag always snacking.
Just like Michelle.
Gross.
So Chewie's getting ready to chew into the mic. You know, he's all over Han. But Han surprises him and starts speaking some Wookieese or whatever, and he's like, and they have a whole conversation in Wookiee, which we've never seen before. He normally
He
just
took
speaks
it as an
English to this dude.
elective.
Yeah, I don't know when he learned Wookiee on Corellia, but
He's a smuggler, right? So
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
not yet, but-
exactly, not yet. So he knows some Wookiee, and he and Chewie develop a quick plan to get out of there. He has Chewie attack the middle beam that's in the cage. It knocks it over. The two guards fall through, and they make their escape. But they're still chained together by the foot, so so Han has to convince Chewie to like come with him so that they can get onto Beckett's ship and get out of there. Even though Beckett still doesn't like him at this point. Beckett and his crew, who he has Tandy Newton with him, who plays Val, and he's got
Who's the little cute thing? The monkey guy.
the monkey guy. His character's name is Rio Durant, and he's played by Jon Favreau.
Yeah, dude. Remember I
Oh.
told you the guy who produces a lot of
Yeah, the
stuff
Marvel
He
for
stuff.
creates
I love Jon
he creates
Favreau.
Mandalorian, director of Iron Man, and he's happy in
He's
Iron
happy.
Man too.
And he's never happy. I
He's
love
not
it.
happy
I love
at all.
John Favreau.
Oh, it's so
yeah,
funny.
Favreau's great. We watched this whole chef
You're
show
right.
on
He
Netflix
did
and
voice
stuff.
him.
That show was brilliant.
What?
we watched that movie, his movie Chef,
Oh yeah.
and then we watched the Chef show after. It was so good.
Yeah. He likes cooking.
Yeah,
And he was really good at it. So Beckett is getting onto his ship with his homies, and Jon Favreau's character is like, "Hey, I like this kid. Hey, look at him. He's over here. And he just got a Wookiee with him. We should pick him up." And Beckett's like, "Yeah, we probably should." So they stop and they pick him up. I can't do a Shakira as Owen Wilson as Woody Harrelson. I can't do it.
What does Woody Harrelson sound like? I could do it.
I mean, he's kind of got like a southern accent, but it doesn't sound like this.
It sounds like a whole Shakira. Shakira. Wow, Shakira.
My hips, they're not lying.
You just only sounded like Owen.
I know, I can't do it. I said that. Anyway.
Also, isn't Owen Wilson coming out and he has a part
He's
in the
in
new
Loki.
show?
I'm so
That's
mad.
right.
I
And I keep being like, it's Shakira.
Can't wait for Shakira and Tom Hiddleston to share these scenes together.
Also,
It's gonna be great.
listeners,
The new
you
commercial
know,
for that was very funny. He's like,
it
"It's
was.
about me," and Tom Hiddleston's like, "No, it's about me."
I feel like some of our listeners, we've had this ongoing Shakira Owen Wilson joke for Owen Wilson joke forever. That new listeners are probably like, what the hell are they talking
new
about?
listeners. I don't know if it's from the Cars episode, Cars 1, or,
No, I think it's from
or
Zootopia.
the Zootopia
I think
episode.
it was.
God almighty.
Wow. Try everything. It's me, Shakira. Yeah, it's from that one.
We have to move on. Oh my God. Okay, so
How is Luis not laughing?
oh God, okay. So
Yes, Luis?
he put his mic up
He's
as if
holding
he's
it
gonna
to
say
his mouth,
something.
but not saying.
This is so he
He's
can
smiling though.
breathe heavily into the mic.
Try everything.
So Beckett,
Yeah, that's what Chewbacca, who's like, try everything.
Owen Wilson and his
Even
crew
Solo.
pick up Han and Chewie. They get cleaned up. We see the shot of Han taking a shower, and then Chewie is also in the shower with him. And he's like, "We couldn't do this one after the other."
So funny.
And she was like,
He's like, I haven't bathed in forever, homie.
"Yeah." So they're best friends.
I
They-
mean, I guess if you shower together, you're bonded.
Yeah,
for
forever.
life.
For life, yeah.
Yeah.
So they have their first like little chat. Chewbacca tells him his name. He's like, "Chewbacca, I'm not saying that whole thing every time. We got to come up with something shorter. You and me should stick together though, because you're pretty cool, and I saved your life. So let's do that." Chewbacca's like, "Okay."
He's literally like the most loyal dog, but he's more than a dog, you know?
He's a big dog, man.
Big dog man.
Big dog, man. So, Han and Chewie are now helping Beckett and his crew with their mission to steal some coaxium from a train before their rival, Memphis Nest. They go out to the train, and they...
Which, pause here.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't know if this is from, am I correct in saying that this story is independent from any other source? Or was this like in a comic book somewhere?
Well, Han Solo's origin has come up a couple of times in like books, the Legends books, which are no longer canon. So I don't think that this particular story has come from anything else. The script was written by Lawrence Kasdan. He started writing it in the early 2000s before Lucasfilm had sold off to Disney, and then it got revamped a couple of times, and then Lord and Miller were going to direct this movie, and so they had shot some stuff with it, and then Lawrence Kasdan came in again as they were exiting and did some more rewrites on it. So
So the reason I ask
it's a
that
Frankenstein.
is because the names of things in this movie to me are very good. Like Memphis Nest
Yeah,
is a
that's cool.
sick name,
yeah.
and
I agree.
I think that's just so cool. It's like a really cool name, and I think the Crimson Dawn is really cool.
Yeah,
like
that's
just
cool, too.
everything, the way it's all
Cool
pulled
gang
together.
names.
I think
Cool
s-
gang names.
gang
They basically
names.
are, right?
I think some of that is from the Clone Wars series.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
Crimson Dawn is from
Well,
there,
I think you're right. I think Crimson Dawn is from the Clone Wars
I believe, but I'm not positive.
That's not as cool as Memphis Nest
because
but
they had
still
different
cool.
kind of like troops.
Yeah. There's
I
all
don't know what
kinds
to
of
call 'em.
factions.
They're like but it is like a gang.
I mean, gang. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of factions out in the galaxy that are always trying to do
Do
cool
things.
stuff.
Yeah.
So they're doing cool stuff on this train. They hop on. It's moving at a heavy pace. We set up this whole action scene where Tandy Newton is gonna set up some charges on the bridge.
It felt very bonding to me.
Yes, and Beckett and Chewie and Han are gonna release the couplings and get their coaxium, and then the monkey Jon Favreau up top is gonna hook up the thing to the ship.
And Daniel Craig comes in and whooshes them out.
I'm Bond, James Bond.
Oh my god.
So
Daddy Bond.
so they're getting their steel on, but turns out Empress Nest is quicker on the draw than they thought. So they're right behind them. They're on their tail as they're releasing these couplings. They trip a sensor, so a whole bunch of probe droids come and attack Tandy Newton. She's been pinned down, and as they're flying away, Jon Favreau's character gets shot in the shoulder, and Han has to go and be the pilot for the first time, basically, in the movie, in his place. And they try to fly the coaxium away, but Empress Nest has his little tethers tied to it as well. Han decides to release the tethers. It swings the coaxium into a mountain. Boom! Blows all the way up.
Which seemed like the logical choice to me.
Yeah.
But the other dude was pissed.
Well, he was mad for a few reasons, because Tandy Newton was also like, I can't do anything. I'm going to have to blow it from here. Bye, y'all. Sorry. Boom. And she blows herself up, which I thought was unnecessary. I was like,
yeah,
can
you
we
too
have
loyal. I
some
wouldn't have
more?
blown myself up. I would have been like, yo, we got to dip.
It's time
Okay,
to
this
go.
isn't happening. Let's
When
bounce.
I dip, you dip. We dip.
I
Okay.
ain't blowing myself up for this.
I liked Tandy Newton a lot, and I was very surprised the first time we watched this that she was dead so soon. I was like, what?
It was like 2 scenes
Yeah.
done.
Mm-hmm. It was over.
And I won't lie
Fatente.
about the Jon Favreau character too.
Yeah.
I very much like that monkey thing.
He was really funny. I liked what he was doing. He was pulling up pants with one of his forearms and stuff like that. It was cool.
I thought it was very cute. And then I was like, oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
He was talking about not being alone in the universe or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, you just gotta, I don't know,
You
something
guys
like
are
that.
You just
family.
gotta.
So yeah, this
And he died.
this mission is not going to plan. So
No.
Han, Chewie, and Beckett get away with their lives and nothing else. They didn't get no coaxium. They lost 2 crewmates, and Beckett is upset.
Beckett is like, goodbye.
Yeah, I am not hanging out with you guys anymore.
Although it was not their fault. But
Right. So Han, he really looks up to Beckett, and he's like trying to get back in his good graces. Like, what do we have to do to make this right? Who do we got to go talk to?
Your
And
hips
he's like,
don't lie, and I want to be a part of it.
My hips don't lie. So Beckett is like, no,
John.
dude, you don't know what we're dealing with. It's the Crimson Dawn. They're going to mess me up, and it's not going to be a good look. Don't
Your
come
heck
with me.
looks like Owen Wilson.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't actually get them confused, but every time I see them, I
Kind of
think that
looks
they
more
look
like
similar.
Owen Wilson than Luke Wilson looks like Owen Wilson.
Thank you.
They're brothers, right? Or cousins?
Well, I mean, they could be. I mean, you got Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen. Apparently,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
brothers.
They're brothers, too. Yeah, that's
I
So-
thought that was father and son. They're brothers?
Emilio Estevez.
Is
Yeah.
the dad of Charlie Sheen?
No.
No, you're thinking about
Michael Sheen is their
That's-
dad.
Yeah.
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen, that's right. I don't know who
Martin
Michael
Sheen is the dad of
Charlie
Sheen,
Sheen and Emilio
Estevez.
Mm-hmm. Ducks, ducks,
Emilio
ducks,
Estevez.
ducks,
I was thinking
ducks,
about the
ducks,
guy in
ducks.
Grayson Frankie.
Yeah, that's Martin Sheen.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the
Fine.
dad.
That's the dad.
His,
Okay.
his screen name is Martin
Oh, Emilio
Sheen.
Estevez was the guy from
Ducks.
the
But
Ducks
his
movies. Yeah, they do
original
not look
name
like
is
brothers.
Martin
No.
Martin Estevez.
Tiger blood and
Tiger blood.
ducks. Okay. All right.
Put the tiger blood in the ducks.
Those ducks would have been better if they had
Oh
some
my
tiger
God! Can you
blood.
imagine if Charlie Sheen was their coach? So, I don't know where we were after that tangent.
They
Beckett.
go to the Crimson Dawn place.
Yes, they go to.
I want to be at that party.
They go to
Yeah.
Dryden Voss's yacht.
That looks like a legit party.
He's
They
got
have
a-
some bops playing. They
Hold
got
on.
some drinks.
Pause here because this was Luis's major problem with this movie.
Mhm.
He hates the singer. Do you know how she's like creepy? She's got like
She's
a
got
Yeah.
like a voice box.
like a
in her mouth.
microphone face. Yeah, Luis.
Hey, blah.
Luis was so creeped out by that. He's like, "Get her off the stage."
She's like, wow, 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 wow.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. And
It
she
felt
had,
like a swanky 20s thing.
she had a
That
backup
creature
singer.
didn't freak you out? But it freaked out Luis. Interesting.
Oh, he was so freaked
I mean,
out.
well, she had a backup singer that was just like a head in a jar, and he was like, "Woo bop, woo bee, boo bop." And it was very
I
silly.
appreciate that. It was like a swanky cantina.
Yes, it was a
in the
swanky
sky.
cantina. It's full of rich people up in this place, and Han is looking around. He's like, I could get used to this. Hey, what's going on with all this fancy stuff?
And the best part was Beckett was like, "Do not talk to anyone," and he was like, "All right, I won't talk to
cool,
nobody."
Cool, for sure. And he immediately starts walking around and
Hey,
making
hi.
eyes. Hey, how are you? What's going on? And guess who's there? She taps him on the shoulder. It's me, Kira.
Looking pretty hot, okay.
Oh, she was looking very good. Yeah, my wife went to the bathroom. She was fine, okay? She looked very good. She's like,
got
hey,
upgraded.
Han, what's going on? What happened? How'd you get out? You're still alive. That's so nice. And Han's like, oh, my God, I can't believe it's you. I was going to come back for you. I'm on a job right now, so I can come back for you. She's like, you don't have to do that anymore because I'm right here. And he goes,
Which I won't lie, it was a little heartbreaking.
yeah. It's like,
I was
okay,
like, ooh,
dang.
his whole life he was trying to get back.
Yeah, she's like, it's all in the past. The past.
The past.
Pause. So Han is like ecstatic to see her. She's a little lackluster. He's like, well, what happened to you? How did you get out? How did you get away from Lady Proxima? She's like, I did not. So she's working for Crimson Dawn. She's basically just been like sold off, and I mean she's like a right hand man, but she still does not have a life of her own. So she's hanging out with the homie Vij, Dryden Voss.
Oh.
I like that name, Dryden.
Dryden Voss.
Dude, again, that's another name that I think is sick. Like they did
It's a
good
cool name.
names in this.
Yeah.
Dryden Voss. That sounds so scary.
So he is the one who has hired Beckett to steal the coaxium. So he's not super happy that Beckett is there without the coaxium. He's got a very fun like lightsaber knife that he's slicing people up with.
Dude, and his face is...
He's got some scars.
He looks cool.
I thought I had a scar.
Yeah.
This dude, he's got
He
them.
got way more than you.
Yeah.
He got way more than me.
Somebody scratched his face, and I'm thinking it was a lady. I don't know why, but I think some lady was just like, yeah.
Catwoman.
Clawed him.
Yeah.
Which doesn't fare well for Scarlet Witch.
Right, yeah. Well, look out, girl.
Maybe it was her.
So he's there. He's not happy. He's like, well, what are you guys gonna do to make it up to me? And Han starts flapping his big old mouth almost immediately.
In such Han fashion, too. Like,
yeah,
let me
exactly.
talk myself
He's
out.
like, we can get you more coaxium. We can get it from somewhere else. And they say they get it from a mines of Kessel,
From the source.
the source where everybody gets their coaxium from. So Dryden's like, oh, okay.
He wants it to be what? Unrefined?
Unrefined, yeah. So it's even more valuable or raw power.
But it's like
blowy up.
dangerous.
It's super
to,
volatile.
Yes. If you transport it when it's in that state, it can pop. And pop hard, it will. So
pop.
pop. Community. So Dryden tells Kira to go along with them. And they have to go get a ship. So to get a ship, they hang out or they go to one of Kira's contacts, whose name is Lando Calrissian. And Lando's playing
Pop.
Love
Okay.
Lando.
Lando's playing Sabak. He's cheating and stuff
Yeah,
at the tables.
It's like a nice poker.
She's out there cheating.
Straight cheating.
Out there cheating.
With his sick cape.
Oh, with the cape.
Dude, he's
Daddy
got a
cape.
cape.
Yeah,
thing
so
in this
so
one.
I love Donald Glover. He's one of my favorite talents in Hollywood. I love him as an actor and as a rapper and as a comedian.
Yeah, he's great.
He does all the things, and he does a really good job in
He
this
does
too.
all of it well, too.
Yes, I would say that his performance, as opposed to Alden Ehrenreich's, is a little bit more of like an impression of Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad thing because he does a very good impression.
Mm-hmm.
He's Lando.
Yeah.
Hey.
I like that they made the
Han.
capes. Well, they made him like even more dramatic in his young age.
Right.
Like you have a closet full of
He is
capes.
flamboyant. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
woo.
Well,
So-
and I like that, too, because I think it almost shows that, like, his cockiness went down a little bit, where on the converse, like, Han
Hans
was
went
cocky, but he went, like, more Playboy cocky
Right.
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to see the origins a little bit switched up.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, this moment or the beginnings of their relationship has kind of been another Star Wars thing that was built up before, kind of like the Clone Wars. It's just like one line where Han shows up in Cloud City and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Lando, you old pirate or whatever?" And he's like, "Oh boy, I can't believe you dare show your face here after what you did to me." And it's like, okay, well, they have a past together, and I wonder what happened to them. And then this is it.
Swindling.
And they straight swindling each other. So Han gets in on the sabacc game. And I don't know if he's ever played it before, but he's immediately good at it because he's Han and he's a swindler as well. They're playing cards, and Han doesn't yet know that Lando stay cheating, so he loses. Basically, he bets the farm, and he loses the farm.
Well, he's betting like his ship, right?
Yes, he's betting the Millennium Falcon. Betting against Lando's ship. So it doesn't go well for Han. But they go out to the Falcon. They explain the job to Lando.
Hold on, pause. You missed my favorite character in this movie. Bless you.
Thank you.
You mean Lando's lady friend L3337?
Oh, she's the best.
She is my favorite droid. Besides, well, BB-8's pretty freaking cute.
Yeah.
BB-8's cool,
Oh
but
my
you're
God.
right. L337 is awesome.
She is so funny. Like,
Hilarious.
because a lot of the other droids are just annoying.
Yes.
Like, Luis and I were rewatching the old ones, and we were like, C-3PO makes me want to throw something.
Oh, he's the
like,
worst.
I can't believe no one snapped his little neck. I can't believe it. You know,
like,
because
he's supposed to be
annoying
funny,
all the
but
time.
it's awful.
But
like,
I like the one from Rogue One too, though.
yeah, K2SO.
K2SO.
was good.
K2SO,
yeah.
yes.
But L3 is really funny.
Yeah.
So L3 is Lando's like droid companion, and that
Totally compared.
that
Kind of
has
his girlfriend.
that has a lot of meanings. Yeah, they are
it
they are
worked.
like married basically, and they're like, who says it? Is it Kira? She's like, how does that work?
And she's like, oh, it
It
works.
works.
She's talking
It's
about
like, oh my God.
well, you know, he's obviously in love with me, and I don't really know what to do. Yeah, and Kira's like, how does that work? And she's like, it works. It works.
It works. It works. Believe me, okay.
And she also has this whole like the revolution of the droids.
Oh, she totally wants
thing,
to
you know?
liberate all the droids.
She's a DJW, a droid justice warrior. You know, she's
Yeah.
all about freeing the droids and liberating them from their human
And being
overlords
with
or
Lando,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Including Lando. She's like, well, you're a droidist or whatever. Very cool. So they all together hop on the Millennium Falcon, which is in its newest glory or whatever.
And even better, she has to like break it out because it was like behind some weird gate. and she's
Yeah,
like,
it almost seems like it's not Lando's ship.
yeah, I'm
Definitely
pretty sure it
not.
was like in an impound yard.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's out here like,
And he's also stolen it.
yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the 70s van right off the lot basically. And so they take the Falcon and head to Kessel. Let's see here. Oh, on Kessel, when they have to set up their plan, their heist plan. But Chewie realizes that
Because there are Imperial people there, right?
Yes.
They're controlling it.
yes, and also
And all the while, I mean, we're not really talking about it that much of like the love connection
Right.
going on between Han and Kira, but it's
yeah,
happening,
she
I
has,
guess.
she's loyal to Dryden Voss. We don't know if that necessarily means that they're in like a relationship or whatever, but she's
I think
not.
she's like engaged to him though.
I guess, but she's definitely not like ready to fall back in love with Han or whatever. But he's putting the charm on, and
Yeah.
Han charm works. The ladies love cool Han. LL Cool H. So
I just thought about DMX because I was gonna say Han's gonna give it to her.
yeah,
Yeah.
R.I.P. to DMX who died today.
But sad.
X gonna give it to you.
And Prince Philip.
I know in Prince Philip, Luis was really
The
sad
Duke
about.
of Edinburgh,
Yeah.
not Prince Philip.
No, it was definitely Prince Philip.
The Duke of Edinburgh.
Luis,
his title.
remember Luis watched The Crown, so
Right.
he knows
Yeah,
everything
right.
about everything.
We're peasants, so we
But-
just call him the Duke of Edinburgh.
Didn't he get an upgrade? You don't want to pay him the respect of Prince instead of Duke? I'd be so mad if I died and people start calling me Duke when I was a prince.
Actually, he did throw a fit about
He
that.
did.
Yeah.
He threw a fit so that he could be Prince.
I'm no longer a Duke. I'm a prince.
His Royal Highness Duke of Edinburgh.
So they get to Kessel, and
It's a sad day.
yeah, it's not a great day. They get to Kessel, and things start to go awry pretty quickly. Chewie realizes that there are Wookiees being held captive on this planet, and his whole mission has been like to find his tribe, his family, who were enslaved on Kashyyyk years and years ago, or whatever.
Kashyyyk.
We also find out that Chewie is like 150 years old at this
Oh
point.
yeah, he old.
Yeah, so that's cool. We didn't necessarily know that before, even though he was in the prequels for a brief moment. We didn't know his exact age. We see him. They make their way through Kessel. They try to infiltrate like the command deck to find out where the coaxium is, and L337 starts plugging into robots
Oh
and,
my god,
and liberating
it's so
them.
hilarious.
So
Freedom robots, freedom droids, kill your masters. It's great.
Every time she takes off their whatever the thing that
The
what do they call it?
the bolt, the restraining bolt.
Yeah, she's like, barbarians.
She's so funny.
It's really cool. I like it a lot, and I'm on her side. Let's go, free the droids.
I'm just really sad that she's in it for a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
I know.
Because she was good.
So when
And C-3PO's in 85 movies.
God, yeah. Could we get a little bit more L3 and a little less C3, you know? So she starts liberating the droids, and a battle starts breaking out. Chewie finds the Wookiees, frees them. Han finds the coaxium and secures it. They all make their way back to the ship, and Lando and everybody start shooting. Pop, pop, pew, 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 pew. L3 gets shot. She gets shot when she's in her full rage battle mode.
Dude, Lando like loses.
And Lando loses his mind. Like, L3! He runs out there.
It's so cute.
He runs out there. He's shooting everybody. The action in this scene is pretty cool. He finds her limp body, and she's like, at least I did it here. I freed the droids. And he takes her body back onto the Falcon, and they make their escape. To get back through where they need to go to get the coaxium back to Dryden Voss, they have to go through the Kessel Run. They have to make the Kessel Run, which is a series of like tubes through like this space storm.
Yeah, dude, it's intense.
Which is nuts. And also there's like creatures hanging out in the fog and stuff
Yeah.
like that that they have to worry about.
Well, they
Space is
can't go
scary.
to light speed, right?
Right,
Is that what
because
it's called, light speed?
I think it would
hyperspace.
explode or something.
Hyperspace.
Yes. It's light speed too.
Space is scary.
Space is scary, but they're in the Millennium Falcon.
As usual, they have nasty nasties up in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of grossness out in the wilds of space.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
ain't going in no space.
like space whales and stuff like that. Like
space whale?
I think that's the thing in like Doctor Who, right? There's a space whale and it's just like
Probably.
floating around
oh,
out
yeah,
in space.
and people lived on it.
Yeah. So but that
Michelle, don't make that face.
I'm never watching
Hey,
Doctor Who.
look, if you don't know, you don't know.
I don't know.
aside from
Space whales.
that kind of idea, I don't think that thing has been in Star Wars that much. Oh well, there is like the worm that they land inside of in Empire Strikes Back, which is on an asteroid in
But
space.
this one's like a weird octopus thing.
Right. So this is a creature that just
Woo.
is living in space. It's
Stop
just
doing that with your arms.
hanging out here, and it's wiggling its
Wow,
arms.
you looking real creepy right now. I'm imagining its face on your body while your arms do that. Andre's like
My
doing
face.
a full octopus with two arms.
Yeah. So that thing is out there, and they
And
got
what's this called? The maw?
the maw. I think you're right.
And they're like, stay away from the maw because it's going to drag you in. And it kind of reminded me of like an imploding star. What is that called?
Yeah.
A
like
vacuum.
like a black hole.
like a black hole.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're trying to get through.
Sucking everything in. Also, the Empire is hot on their tail because they stole all the coaxium. Also, the coaxium is unrefined, so it's like heating up, and they got to get it to where it needs to go pretty quick. Otherwise,
Or they've all about to die.
it'll blow them to smithereens. So they got to get it done in under 12 parsecs, or less than 20 parsecs. So they end up having to toss L3's brain into the Millennium Falcon, which
Go ahead, girl.
helps the navigational computer. So she's a part of the ship now. As
Reminds me of Gideon.
Gideon
In the DC, I don't remember what the ship's called there, but in like the DC TV series. Like
oh,
Gideon-
Legends of Tomorrow?
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
okay.
but isn't it like? Didn't they bring that in the Flash too?
I'm sure they did. They did a whole bunch of crisis events.
Good
where
lord.
everybody
Anywho,
was
so
together.
yes, Gideon was a part of the ship, which I
Gotcha.
like that. Like the AI is like helping.
It's
I think
helping
that's
the
cool.
ship. Yeah, and it's cool to think about for later because like C-3PO and R2 both eventually like talk to the Millennium Falcon, and they're like, "Hey, we need you to talk to the Falcon, Professor, or whatever." And it's like, okay, I guess he's gonna do his robot talk to the computer machine. But
That's
we didn't.
cool.
It would have been really funny if they had known about L3 back in the 80s or whatever, and it was like, oh, the computer told me to kill you all and and free myself. That'd have been cool.
Revolution.
Yeah. How strange. So
How strange.
so Han has Beckett use a small piece of coaxium, and which boosts the Falcon out of the mouth of the maw. This gets them out of the Kessel Run, and they did it in 12 parsecs. Go Han.
Which is hilarious because that's his line for the next 85
Oh,
years.
he never stops bringing it up. You know I did the Kessel Run in under 12 parsecs, right? You know that?
Yes,
Well,
Beezy, we know.
It's over 12. If you round down. So they get out of there. They make it out. Lando's all sad because his girlfriend is dead. And they go to the planet. They go to the planet Savarine, which is where they're going to process the coaxium. When they get there, they get surrounded by Enfys Nest and the homies. Enfys Nest does the reveal, takes off his helmet. Turns out he's not a he, it's a she, and she's like 14.
For sure.
And
she's
she's been messing y'all up for years or whatever. It turns out that their whole like colony is like these downtrodden people who have been like persecuted by the Empire, and so Enfys Nest is taking the fight back to them, kind of rebellion style, but in a little bit more aggressive and armored way.
Which I won't lie, I thought that was a very cool reveal.
Very cool.
Because you didn't get much of Enfys Nest. They were just like the bad guys.
Mhm.
And then I was actually confused the first time, like, hold on, what?
Wait, who this?
Who this?
So that
Dado,
actress,
Who this? Who this?
the actress who plays Enfys Nest is Erin Kellyman, and no spoilers, but she is in Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
Oh.
playing kind of a
Enfys
similar
Nest.
character.
Kind of a similar
Yes.
Cool.
character.
And
yeah.
it's cool to see her because I mean, in terms of like,
How old is she in real life?
that's a good question because like in terms of
She
like
seems
cool character,
young.
You don't think about someone with her face being like the cool BA who's gonna kick everybody's butt and maybe be a bad guy.
She's pretty young.
She's like a cute younger girl. She was born in 1998.
Oh, good God.
So she's
So she's
7
like
years younger than me.
22 or-
Yeah.
23 years, 24, something like that.
Yeah, she's young.
She's very
she's
cute.
young, but she's good, and she's in a fair amount of cool properties. So I like seeing her introduction in this. So Han, good-hearted Han, he sees the persecution that they've suffered and the coaxium that they have and all that stuff, and he's like, okay, well, I guess I'll give it to you.
So cute.
You guys seem like the good guys.
Because you see like where you're able to see like the interesting transition of him kind of from this moment on
Mhm.
in through the rest of the movie, but then also like how the end events of the movie then change him, or at least start the change in him towards who we see later.
And
Right.
isn't what's his face like pissed?
Beckett,
Oh,
yeah,
Beckett's
he's
so mad.
not happy about this because like this was not the plan, this was not the deal. We're supposed to get this coaxium over to Dryden so we can get him off my back or whatever.
And the best part too is that Lando's like, dude, I don't ever want to see you again. I'm going back to my ship.
Goodbye.
Leave me alone.
And he flies off,
He literally
doesn't he?
flies away. He takes the Falcon
Bye.
and dips, and is like, "Oh, I thought that Han would maybe get the Falcon right here, but I guess not."
Yeah, he said.
He
Dip,
said,
dip.
"Peace out."
Lando said goodbye. So Han and Chewie are stranded on the planet. Dryden is rearing his ugly head
Coming in on his yacht.
on the yacht, and the yacht is cool. I really like the way the ship looks, like black and gold, floating through the clouds and stuff like that. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Yes. So when Han explains his plan to Beckett reluctantly agrees to let Han and Chewie come along. Is that right? Am I in the right spot? No, I'm not.
Pretty much. I mean, Han's gonna go in there and do the deal with Dryden,
Yeah.
and he goes in there saying
They're
that
gonna give him
Beckett
like
died.
false stuff.
Right. Yeah. So it turns out though, that Beckett has been playing everybody all along. He reveals that Dryden had Han. He told Dryden that Han had been planning to sell the coaxium to the Cloud Riders, but Han reveals that he took a page out of Beckett's book and anticipated that Beckett would betray him. So,
doesn't this feel like the Princess Bride?
It's like
where
too
it's
much,
like,
yeah.
Where he's like, but I'm no fool because you said and I said and inconceivable.
it feels like in The Office when they all have their hands pointed at each other as
Yeah.
guns. I'm not going down for this. Very silly, but yeah, they all get into a fight on the yacht. The coaxium in the room is real. The Cloud Riders don't have the real coaxium, so Beckett takes Chewie hostage with the coaxium, and then Dryden fights Han and Kira, and Kira overpowers Dryden, stabs him in the heart with his own cool lightsaber blade, and Kira tells Han to go get the coaxium and save Chewie, and she'll come hang out with them later. But it turns out that Kira also double triple agent.
Yeah.
And
There
she
was
has
a
been
lot
trying
of
to
like
take
double
over
triple
Yeah.
agent
from
stuff going on at
Dryden
the end of this
for a
movie,
long time.
where I was like, what? Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why I didn't like her. I
Well,
was like,
yeah, she's
crazy.
Yeah, she ended up being a Beazle.
not a good person.
And then the most confusing thing happened to me. I was like, what is going on here?
So Han goes after Beckett.
Oh, no, that wasn't the confusing part. I'm
oh.
sorry. I skipped ahead. Go ahead. Do this part.
Right. So Han goes after Beckett, and they draw their guns on each other. And they're like, well, this is only going down one way. And Han's like, yeah, I guess you're right. Boom! And he shoots him.
Han shot first.
Han shot
and
first,
Guido
okay?
never shot his gun.
That's right. Greedo, get out of here.
McClunkey.
This is the first time he shot
It's the first time he shot first, okay?
Apparently.
And
He
it
stays shooting
wasn't, what do you call it? It wasn't bleeped,
McClunkey.
bleeped out.
Yeah, it wasn't edited, George Lucas.
Why did they do that? They didn't want
They
it.
didn't want him to seem like a murderer.
Right.
Oh.
They
Oh.
wanted him to seem like a hero. And so heroes
You
don't
know how
shoot
many
first.
people Captain America has killed, and
Captain
he's
America
still
out
good.
there killing.
Yeah.
I don't give a
Captain
crap.
America throws
Dude.
that shield first,
Kill all
okay?
you want, homie.
Marvel characters just be killing
Yeah, they
people.
don't have a huge problem with
Yeah.
And they're over here mad that the Scarlet Witch, like,
Chill
enslaved
out.
these people.
Well,
No, did anybody die? That's what Scarlet Witch should say. But nobody died, did they? Except for Sparky, okay? Leave me alone.
Sparky. So sad.
So
And that wasn't even her fault, okay? She didn't kill no Sparky.
Read
WandaVision
Ridiculous.
spoilers. So Kira reveals that she has a real boss.
This was the confusing part. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, she
I had
makes
to read up later.
she
to
makes a
understand.
call, and who does she call but Darth Maul?
I
And,
thought you were going to say Ghostbusters.
I know. I totally thought
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters was coming.
So if you don't know, right, you assume that at the end of Star Wars Episode 1, Darth Maul got chopped in half by Obi-Wan and fell down the shaft. He's got to be dead. He couldn't possibly be alive. But you haven't been watching cartoons, because in the Clone Wars,
Good God.
He's alive in the Clone Wars.
Darth Maul comes back to life, gets robo legs, takes his lightsaber, finds a brother who also has robot parts and a lightsaber, and they just been tearing stuff up.
Yo, cyborgs be
Gang
living
activity.
in Star Wars.
If you guys haven't listened to all of our episodes, I don't even know where the first time Andre said that he wanted to be a cyborg. But this, when I saw this, I was like, Andre would totally be into
Bruh,
this.
give me some Darth Maul robo
Dude,
legs. I'm
legit,
ready.
when I had Andre...
I was very confused, though, when I watched this. I was
Oh,
like,
really?
hold the heck on.
Right.
Like, what is happening right now?
Andre has been talking about being a cyborg forever. So then I made him read a book about a cyborg called Cinder. And then the whole time he was reading it, he was like, I just want to be a cyborg. Yep.
Yeah, hook it up. Give me some robot
Did
parts.
you guys know ahead of time that Darth Maul wasn't quote-unquote dead because of the...
So I had known
I knew,
that he
'cause
was
Andre told
alive,
me.
but I didn't know that he had anything to do with this story, and I also didn't know his affiliation with Crimson Dawn.
Sure.
or anything
But
like
remember,
that.
in the Clone Wars, they do get together, like, with Darth Maul to, like, you know, so it's Clone Wars
right,
stuff.
right. Well, I haven't watched all of the Clone Wars.
We
so I
kind of
don't-
know the gist of it, but...
Yeah, I had heard that Darth
Confusing.
Maul had come back to life, because I follow Star Wars news and stuff like that, and so I had seen
But it's the
images
girl,
of him.
what's the girl from The Mandalorian? Not Ahsoka Tano, but the other girl that is like a Mando.
Ba Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. She
Yes.
teams up with Darth Maul in the Clone Wars to try to overtake people in
That's
her
right.
planet.
Yes.
So it
Get the
has
dark
it all
saber.
connects.
Bo-Katan is so evil. Like she's
Yeah.
about to come out
She's
here and
cool,
be.
dude.
Yeah,
uber
she teams
evil.
up with Darth Maul in the Clone Wars.
No doubt.
Yeah, so there's a
I
whole
think she kills her sister.
Darth Maul story.
I like her, but she creepy.
Yeah.
in the Clone Wars and maybe even in Rebels as
No,
well.
I think it's all Clone Wars stuff.
Eventually his story wraps up in those cartoons as
Yeah.
well.
Maul. Yeah.
Which is interesting. So, but this was a huge surprise to me as well. Like I was aware that he was alive because I've seen images and I think he might have been in a comic book that I read or something like that. But I hadn't seen haven't seen Darth Maul in live action since
But I don't know what they're gonna.
1999.
I don't know what they're gonna do with that.
I don't know that
It's
that
just like a
anything
little
is gonna-
side,
is
like
gonna
ooh,
come from
cool,
this.
like almost like an
Yeah.
Easter egg.
Yeah.
Because
so,
unless they made another movie in between Solo and Episode
But
4?
it wouldn't even have them in it. It would
Well,
just be
Yeah.
about him.
so what they have talked about doing is a Lando show on Disney Plus, and I don't think they released any details about it. I don't know if we know if it's Donald
or if
Glover
they're
or
even gonna do it.
old Billy D. Williams telling stories from a chair or something like that. I don't know what they're gonna
Shut
do.
the F up.
What is like freaking
Hello,
Mr.
it's
Rogers'
me.
Neighborhood?
Welcome to Cloud
Telling
City.
stories from a chair.
I'm gonna tell you about the time when I played sabacc against some dude.
With Owen Wilson in the corner.
So there are opportunities for this storyline to continue elsewhere. And Darth Maul has a confrontation in the cartoons with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he gets his own show as well. So I don't know if they'll do any
Oh
more
my
with
God,
Darth Maul
that
Smee.
is
stuff.
so much.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Hello.
I've got a beard again.
Welcome
Obi-Wan.
to the recording of the Beatles.
Beatles.
I cannot.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So just to finish out the movie,
You mean Kenobi on my Kenobi?
Kenobi on my Kenobi.
to finish out the movie,
She still calls it that.
Han and Chewie get a single vial of Quaxium for themselves from Memphis Nest. They go back to where Lando's hanging out and play him at sabacc. Only this time Han knows about the cheating, and he does some cheating himself to out-cheat the cheater, and he wins himself a ship. And that ship's name is the Millennium Falcon, and he flies off in it. It's pretty cool.
And he goes, and that's that.
And that's that. That is the end of this movie. And they mentioned Jabba the Hutt is putting together a crew, and
He's like, I'm gonna do that.
I got some debts to
Gotta
rack
go
up.
to Tatooine where it's nothing there.
Nothing there
Oh,
but
Whoever moves to Tatooine is an idiot. Han.
sand and lizards. Well, I mean, it's a good place to go if you don't want anyone to find you, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's true. Sand and lizards.
I'm gonna say a big old no to that. It's like my worst nightmare.
Did this movie
Tatooine.
make money?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? This movie had a budget of $275 million.
They
Okay.
had to pay for those peeps.
Yep. Yeah, it was a lot of payments going around
Khaleesi too.
because yes, including all of the actors. They did have two directors, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who went on to direct Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and did 21 and 22 Jump Street.
I've not seen those.
They're very funny directors. I like them a lot. They were working on this movie. They shot a lot of stuff, and then they were having problems with the writing staff and with Kathleen Kennedy, the leader of Lucasfilm. So they were fired, taken off, and they brought in Ron Howard to direct the rest of the movie. He came in, did a bunch of reshoots, which was costly. So overall, this movie made $393 million at the box
Well, it
office
still made money.
worldwide, but that
For a Star Wars movie, it's not great, but
it's not great at all. They didn't make back what they needed to make back, because in addition to that $275 million budget, that doesn't include like the marketing budget, which is normally like another $100 million or whatever. And I think this movie was delayed, so they had to market it twice. So it was expensive. They didn't. This was not a profitable
Dang.
film for them. No, nobody was happy over there. And
and
on-
people didn't like it.
on the critic side, this movie I think might be one of the lowest scored Star Wars movies. Oh, no,
It's not
I guess
bad,
I guess
though.
not.
Don't tell me it's lower
not all
than
the way low.
frickin'
No, it's not.
episode 3.
It's not lower than Rise of Skywalker, and I don't think it's lower than Phantom Menace. This movie has a 69% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which one is
horrible.
Rise of Star Wars or Skywalker?
That was 9.
9.
That's the newest one.
Did
I
you
don't
watch?
think No.
That's the one where he's like ghosting from a different planet, but yet he dies.
That's 8.
That's a
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen 9,
You've
Louise.
not seen that.
No, we did.
or maybe you watched it, but
Mom,
seen
he's
that?
like, what's his name? Kylo Ren is like attacking, and then
And crying.
freaking Skywalker
That's 8.
comes out of nowhere.
No,
Yeah,
sweetie,
that's-
we
That's
haven't
8.
seen
that's
9.
8. I don't think you
We've
guys.
seen it.
I don't think you guys.
I'm
have
pretty.
watched 9.
The
I'm
one
gonna
you're
tell you right now, we
describing
have
is
not
8.
seen 9.
You haven't seen 9? We
I
should
don't
put it
think
on
so.
right now. I'll watch it.
So that one was
Well,
lower. Score
9
than
has
this?
a 51% on Rotten
I
Tomatoes.
like 9 better than 8.
The critics' consensus for Solo.
I did not like 8.
Yeah.
Is that the one where Mark Hamill's just being?
Yeah,
gross
he's being
old man?
all. He's being
I
all
like 9
grumpy.
better because it has less Mark Hamill
Ugh, how dare you? I
and
love Mark
more
Hamill.
Kylo Ren.
He is not a good old man.
Well,
He-
I like Kylo Ren better than Darth Vader. So
Yeah,
The critics' consensus for Solo says
you
If-
like
if-
Josh Groban.
a flawed yet fun and fast-paced space adventure, Solo: A Star Wars Story should satisfy newcomers to the saga as well as longtime fans who check their expectations at the theater door. It's interesting.
I wonder where they think the flaws are.
Well, I would say, and I guess I'll give my rating right now. I would say that this movie has like some pacing issues, and then I think a lot of where the not necessarily the vitriol, but the people not super liking this movie is that when they think of Han Solo, they are thinking of Harrison Ford.
Sure.
I think that's a really big part
it's
of
hard
it.
to like disassociate.
It's hard
that.
to disassociate it and just think of him as a character instead of as this guy who we've seen in
Because he
in
is
3 movies.
iconic.
He's
no doubt.
iconic, yeah. And
It's like the
So-
idea of someone else playing Indiana Jones. I get it.
right, exactly. And so I think that's hard to disassociate yourself with. There's some humor that doesn't super land in this movie, and like I said, that solo part in the beginning, I'm not the only one who did not like that. There's
Yeah,
a lot
sure.
of, a
I
lot
can
of people
imagine.
who found that
And Star Wars
distasteful.
fans are some of the most critical fans in the world.
That's the other thing is that you can't we Star Wars fans we don't like anything. We either we like what we like, and if that you don't give that to us, then we hate it.
Understandable.
Which is
Well, let's be real
tough
though.
position.
I feel like fandoms are rough on franchises.
yes.
Not that it's not good in some ways, but it's also hard to meet expectations.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think what The Mandalorian does that this movie didn't necessarily live up to is like it gives you that good fan service in like little spurts.
Yeah.
Right, as opposed to this where it tried to sprinkle fan service throughout it without its own like super strong storyline.
Yeah.
You know, they're like,
Yeah, the
oh, this
storyline
here's
is
how
simple. Go
here's
get
how
the
Lando,
Coaxium.
here's how Han got his ship, here's how Han got his gun, here's how Han got his hairy friend Chewie. You know, here's how he meets Lando. Here's all the origin story stuff. Whereas in The Mandalorian, it's like, hey, you remember Boba Fett? He was cool. Hey, you remember lightsabers? They were cool. Hey, you remember Yoda? You know, I think it's just done a little bit.
Well, and that's the hard
better,
thing
and
about
it's
the
a show.
difference for us is the show versus movie thing.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard.
I like
feel
shows
like
better than movies always.
at this point, yes. Because you get longer to tell a detailed, good story
I think that-
versus like trying to compact everything into a really short time.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I disagree on the converse when they take like a movie and make it super long to try to get everything in.
That
Yeah,
annoys me.
Hobbit.
You know what I mean?
We didn't need 3 hobbits, okay?
Okay, first off, you go
Dude, you get
bleep
outta here,
yourself.
man.
Whatever.
You go bleep yourself. Nobody asked you, Andre.
Oh,
You
here
can
we
go sit
go.
outside again.
Okay.
Dude,
I
half
know
the
you're
Star
hot.
Wars
I
One
can see you
book.
sweating
Yeah,
over
I'm
there.
sweating.
Half the Star Wars movies suck. Okay, so eat that.
Oh, good God. I didn't know
Anywho.
3 hobbits. You know
Regardless.
what? We don't need
It's a
3
short
Andres.
book, okay?
Wait, you're only saying that because we read that book last year, and he was like, "How is this 3 movies?"
Exactly. So, with all that being said, I do think that Solo would have been better as a TV series.
Sure.
I think it could have shined a little bit more. But I do like this movie, and I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna give this movie an 8. It's good, and I like it. Khaleesi still bugs me. Kira, whatever. She's just Khaleesi. That's who she is. Emily?
I'm going to give it an 8. I really enjoyed it. I realized that some of the origin pieces are a little like, you know.
They killed Tandy Newton, man. What y'all doing?
I
Keep her
mean,
alive.
like you said about the solo piece and, you know, some of the dialogue, I guess, could have been better.
Yeah.
Like, it would have made a little... You don't have to tell us... Like, you don't have to retell us the story. We know what the story is.
Right.
like I'm reading a book series right now that does that in the beginning, like 2 chapters. It's like we just read it. You
Here
don't have to
is
rehash
the exposition
everything.
dump.
Stop it.
Yeah, stop.
Luis?
But I loved the characterization. They did a great job casting.
9.
9. Oh, high score.
I
When
thought
does
the
Luis
actor,
ever give us the highest score?
I thought the actor who played Solo was pretty legit.
Yeah.
He rocked that role. Lando was good as well.
Mhm.
I don't understand why people don't like this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars fans are critical. It is what it is. A lot of people... Did Rogue get good reviews?
Yeah, Rogue One did get good reviews.
Okay, because... See, well, I feel like when that came
But
out...
with Rogue One, there's no character.
Right, it's a lot less pressure.
Yeah, because there's
that's
no like
true.
character that has to be.
No one has to live
I
up
think
to
everyone was just like,
something.
man, this is slow. But, you know, that Darth Vader scene made up for it, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah, it's got some cool
I just didn't like whatever his name was, Diego Luna.
Yeah, he did, so
Yeah.
he died.
Well, he's
Good
getting
he
he's
died.
getting his own show too, so
Yeah.
Guess who's not
You
watching?
know, I'm going to watch it for K2SO, and that's all.
that's right.
And I'm
That's
also
right.
going to watch it because it's Star Wars, and that's how I roll.
You roll it.
Married to this man, I don't have a choice.
Shmee.
So guess what?
Shmee.
What?
Next week,
Oh,
first of all, next week needs to be an explicit episode. I'm going to throw that out there right now.
does it?
What are we watching?
Oh, we're watching the
Oh, I remember.
Incredibles
The highly
2.
highly requested.
Highly requested.
Y'all, calm the frick down. We're finally doing it.
I think even Michael Matande put a meme about Miss Incredible being straight thick, and I'm like, well, it's a good thing we're doing it next week. Okay.
She fine.
Okay.
That was a lot of eyes.
I thought you were like singing Backstreet Boys and the
That's how fine she is.
All you people can't just see.
That is not how that song started.
That's not how it goes. I didn't listen to Backstreet Boys. I was an NSYNC baby.
I thought you were gonna do, all you people can't just.
That's what I just said.
Oh.
That is.
I
What,
just didn't do it right, I guess.
that is what she said. Anyway,
Whatever.
yeah, we're talking about The Incredibles 2, 2018's Pixar movie.
The movie about Mr. Incredible becoming a dad.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Can you imagine him in a pandemic?
I kept
Woo!
looking at Luis like,
I'm really excited to watch this again. Like, I'm going to actually watch it again. I just saw it a couple months ago, but I'm going to watch it again.
I think I watched it maybe twice before this next time we're going to watch it. So I know that I like it, but
Yeah.
I'm excited to like rewatch for
Right.
the good stuff.
And
Yeah,
I'm
me
going
too.
to imagine that Mr. Incredible is stuck home in a pandemic with his kids this time. It's going to
It
be
would be
great.
so
It's
bad.
going to be great.
But Helen, she's just an essential worker. And she's
Yeah,
gotta
she's
go
an
out there
essential
and-
worker, and he's just
superhero.
stuck. Not essential enough. He got furloughed.
That's funny. All right,
You
guys. So
can't get that vaccine, so bro gotta stay home.
check that out in a couple
Wait, are
weeks.
we a whole vaccinated podcast right now?
Fully vaxxed. The Walt Vault.
I'm one vaccine
I'm at
short
least
for
one
being
away.
fully vaxxed.
Oh, so close, so close. But
So
we're almost
close,
there.
so
We're
close.
almost ready to party. You guys, thank you so much for listening this week. If you want to keep up with us before our Incredibles episode, you can head to
Patreon.
yeah, head to all the places.
We
At-
gave Andre one beer, and this is what happened.
Woo! At the Walt Vault Pod.
He just
on
finished it.
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You hit us up on social media. Let us know in the comments what you thought of Solo, A Star Wars Story. Did you like it? Did you not like it? You can slide into our DMs and talk to us there. You can send an email to contact@thewaltvaultpod.com, just like Kyriakos and Cian did at the beginning of this episode, and we will read your message on the show. Also, head over to our merch store on Bonfire. All of our campaigns are currently live right now. A couple of people have bought some new merch, so get out there, get some for yourself. Be styling this summer. It's a Walt Vault gear. And you can head
Maybe
to our
we'll need to make some summer stylings.
some new tanks or whatever.
Yeah, I need some tank. I'm hot up in this
Time.
Some
valley.
tanks.
We live in a very hot place, okay, and
Yeah.
not
About to
like
be
in a sexy
110
place.
in a month,
Hot
probably.
Good
dry.
God.
Woo, we're gonna die. Okay. Also, you can head to our Patreon, patreon.com/The Walt Vault. Get some extra content. That's where we do our long Crack in the Vault episodes. Like
And
the
we did
WandaVision.
drop WandaVision.
Yes,
here,
WandaVision
yes.
is in the main feed. You can
WandaVision.
listen to our almost full review. There was a small part cut out because it was too dirty.
Because it was too
It's
dirty.
So you got to go to the
Too
Patreon
dirty.
to get to that dirty stuff.
Ew, don't say it like that.
You like one of those voice weirdos?
Come on, dirty.
Voice weirdo.
It's me. Owen Wilson. I mean Shakira. I mean Woody Harrelson. Wow.
No, we're not adding Woody Harrelson.
Woody
in this
Harrelson
joke.
looks like Owen Wilson. You shut it. You just need to put a mop on his head and it'll
Oh
look
my
exactly
God.
like him.
I kind of want a shirt that just has Owen Wilson's face on it. And just like
I don't know if
wear
we
it
can sell
at
that.
the grocery store and see what people would do.
We can sell
Like,
Luis's face. I don't know if we can sell Owen Wilson's
Don't
face.
you think they would laugh? Like people would be staring if you had a shirt that just had Owen Wilson's face on
And it
it.
just says, wow.
That's a good
I'm Shakira.
one. No, not I'm Shakira. Just wow. And then on the back, it's Shakira.
Yeah.
Shakira.
This is a shirt that only makes sense to us.
Yeah.
My hips don't wow.
Why?
Guys, please let us know if that's a shirt you want us to put in the store. Because I guess
I'm not making
I'll
it.
work on
Don't
some
do it.
designs
We're gonna get freaking sued
by
for
Owen Wilson. That'd be cool.
Yeah, nice. Maybe
Oh,
he'll come on the podcast.
we was talking about you, dude.
That was not cool.
Hey, why would you do that to my face?
Your hips online.
Stop it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Walt Vault. We will see you next time for some Incredibles 2 goodness. The vault is now closed. Wow.